Hello, my psychological horror-loving indie fans. Literary Rose here with I Dream of Indie to offer you my review of Corpse Factory.
Stop! Howie, there's nothing to be done. Why can't you take a hint?
Corpse Factory is a thriller visual novel developed and published by River Crow Studio, in which you play Noriko, a data entry temp for a Japanese bank who seems fine enough, if not a little weird, until you find out her second identity, Corpse Girl. Fear not, indie warriors, this is not a spoiler for the story. You discover this secret within the first 20 minutes of gameplay, more or less, depending on how long it takes you to read and if you listen to all of the voice acting per piece of dialogue as I did. Who is Corpse Girl? The owner of an anonymous website with a cute zombie girl drawing, offering you the chance to request the death of any person you desire, so long as you send Corpse Girl a clear picture of the victim and their phone number. Fill out the short form, and she guarantees the death of the victim within days, with an added bonus. Corpse Girl sends her victims a picture of their future corpse, with a timestamp marking the exact date and time of their death. Despite the murder premise, Corpse Girl turns out to be less serial killer and more voyeuristic macabre fan with incredible photo editing skills, but her desire is just as dark as any killer. She wishes to create corpse photos so gruesome and terrifying her victims end their own lives. This is as much as I will offer of the plot because I do not want to spoil the story for you, as I found it incredibly well written and extremely compelling. This is a violent, dark, graphic, and triggering game. If discussions or depictions of suicide, murder, mental health issues, abuse, eating disorders, dead bodies, blood, sexual abuse, and harassment are triggering for you, please skip this game. I love the story, the level of detail, the darkness of this plot and its characters, but it is not for the faint of heart. And the anime art is a cute facade for a deeply uncomfortable and depressing world where there doesn't seem to be any characters free of trauma or free of a history of inflicting trauma on others. In fact, many of these triggers are my own, so this game took quite a lot of breaks and clips of puppies to get through, but that was my choice after careful consideration. Disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about the rest of the game's elements. Starting with the visual design, it's made up of beautifully crafted anime artwork with an abundance of unique backgrounds, character designs for different emotions, and CGs of major scenes. These developers took their time to craft this world visually in every way possible, and it is clear no corners were cut by overusing set pieces, which is understandable for indie titles. Beautiful work. The character designs are all fun, unique, and memorable. The only character design that made me pause was of Kojiro, whose stubble looks more like a child went to town on his chin with a marker than any sort of facial hair. Nitpick aside, the characters are well crafted in their visuals and have fleshed out stories. The gameplay is exactly that of every other visual novel. You read and or listen to the dialogue and narration, you make a choice in pivotal moments, and then you see where that takes the narrative. You have many save slots at your disposal and a quick save feature, which I recommend you make use of if you want to access all of the endings of this game. Performance-wise, the game ran without issue, and Corpse Factory offers some limited accessibility options. You can adjust various volumes, the speed and delay of the text, the skip mode, and your screen mode/resolution. I have about 15 hours of gameplay so far, and there are still many endings I have not achieved. Finally, the sound design of this game is absolutely fantastic. The music is haunting and eerie when it needs to be, and casual, if not a little bit spook still at other times, always keeping a consistent and matching tone to the game overall. All of the dialogue in this game is voice acted, and I highly recommend you listen to all of it. The voice actors do an amazing job, save for maybe the head police detective, who I found a bit too schlocky for my taste. All in all, Corpse Factory is an incredible dark visual novel that I did not expect to enjoy as much as I did. Little side fact about me, I studied creative writing for my master's, so I find myself very critical of stories in just about every medium, so much so that it makes it hard for me to enjoy most things. But Corpse Factory is a truly well-made visual novel that I would like to award my Golden Genie lamp of approval. If you enjoy suspense thrillers that delve into the darkest potential of humanity and offer a look into a very troubled character psyche, Corpse Factory is for you.
Thank you so much for supporting clickbait-free content here at I Dream of Indie. We would now like to take a moment to shout out our brave indie warriors and legends that help make this channel possible. At the Indie Warriors tier, we have Bill, Christian Cruz, Adriana Amato, CJR, PSC, Julian Kolbus, Jesse, Ray Lynn, Marky Mint, Dave Hart, Peekaboo, Lex Noyle, Strick9, and Chic Geek. At the Indie Legends tier, we have Jen Rose, Larkison, Mitchell Hall, Peach, Skeptism, C. Coyle, Nathan Moore, Chris Jackson, Mr. W, Blue Francis 14, The Beefarinis, Business Cody, Carmen Red, Jace Glover, King of the Hatch, and Ophidian Mind. Thank you so much for everything that you do for independent developers, publishers, and for I Dream of Indie. Head on down to the description box below. Let's defeat the gaming echo chamber and bring a voice to the voiceless ones in gaming.